Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Renee, but you guys also all call me Giggles. It's my favorite nickname. And thank you so much for submitting your questions in for this kind of impromptu Q&A. I'm so sorry if this is your first time hearing about this Q&A. I just kind of announced it in a comment, like in the community tab on my channel. And I'm aware that not everybody got the opportunity to ask a question. So I'm so sorry. And next time I will announce it in a video so that everybody gets the opportunity. um, I haven't done a Q&A in a hot minute. I used to do it every 1,000 subscribers, but for the last few, I have not. So this is really, really exciting for me. And once again, thank you all so much for your wonderful words of encouragement and your support. It's really fantastic, and I definitely feel very privileged and very loved. And I hope to never disappoint and to always give you guys my best. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. RentNerd87 asks, "What's your favorite creepypasta narration you've done so far?" That's a really hard question because I've been doing this for a little over 10 years now. So far, that's like me trying to think back for like the past 10 years. Or, well, I mean, I guess I think my acting kind of started getting better around like 5 years ago, maybe six. I don't know, maybe four. So it's hard to think about. The one that comes to me off the top of my head is the one, I forget the exact title. It's something something, "My husband is being a gentleman and I think I'm in trouble," or something like that. It was like a 46-minute long story about a woman who is kind of teetering on being unfaithful, and her husband, doesn't like that, of course. I also really liked the select reviews for, I think, licorice flavored love potion. That one was so much fun to do. And like the other one was also a collaboration, but this one with the love potion had a bunch of people that I'm working with for Cursed Princess Club, our fandub of Cursed Princess Club, and it's just kind of fun switching up the genre and casting all of us in something that's not the genre that we're all used to together and just seeing the dynamic. So I really have enjoyed those ones. Those are just the two that come to my mind. Oh, Rent Nerd 87 also asks, "What are some of your current biggest dream roles on stage?" All right, so I have a top four. I really, really, really want to be Joanna Barker in Sweeney Todd. I want to be Glinda in Wicked. I want to be Phoebe Dysquith, sorry, in Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. And I would love to be Lydia Dietz in Beetlejuice. So here's hoping one day for any of those, or some of the other ones I like too. All right, Lil G88 asks, "Will there ever be a full croupier story or series?" Yes and no. Back when I was originally creating her and kind of through the years as I've been creating her and I'm still kind of writing her, the intention was never for her to be fully explained or even fully have I guess a satisfying closure in a way. She was always kind of meant to, peek in here or chime in there and just kind of be like sporadic in how she appears, although I'd like her to be a little bit more consistent than I have been with running my channel. Um, but yeah, so there is like a story and there's little bits and pieces here that kind of elaborate or further what we already know about her, but I wouldn't quite say the word full for it, or yeah, series maybe correctly, but full, no. But yeah, she's definitely a fun character, and I really have to get way ahead of schedule so that I can really make my originals happen for you guys. Lil G88 also asks, "Is there more of the Diner series coming?" I don't think so. It's been a really long time. I want to say a year or two since I have done those ones. And for the longest time, I was checking back to see if there were new chapters, and there weren't. So I just kind of gave up on it. It had been months since the author resumed the story. So I don't think there is, but that does make me kind of want to check back and see. So maybe. Their third question is, "I know we spoke about this before, but will you be open to doing reaction videos to Baby Giggles, your very old stories?" Oh, man. Probably. That sounds like it would be a really fun, like, every so often Saturday gimmick or something. Saturday's kind of my day to do ASMR or Curse Princess Club or, little extras. So maybe that would be a really fun kind of occasional video for Saturdays. I'm kind of gonna dread it, but I think that will make for a fun reaction video. And that would be kind of funny because this channel started as a reaction video, as a reaction channel in a way, because that's how I reacted to other creepypasta narrators' videos, which sounds terrible. So that would be kind of funny to go full circle and react to myself. Maybe I should do that. That would be very, very funny. Their question 4 is, what are your plans for the future as far as acting and voice acting? Oh man. So right now, like, it's what I call a drought season, but, that's to be expected, going into acting seriously. Um, you have to know that for every single yes that you hear, there's gonna be a million no's. So the goal for me with acting is never to be, like, famous and super rich and, everybody knows me, people stop me in the street for an autograph. It was just to be able to get to do what I love doing and tell other people's stories and really bring characters to life and live comfortably and sustain myself on that. So I'm kind of working on that bit by bit. It's different like I want to say every time I think about it, it's kind of different going about it, but I know that I want to do it and I feel that God is calling me to do it. So I want to say just I want to, keep persistence and consistence on it as much as I can and just persevere through the drought seasons like now and just keep auditioning, keep submitting to rosters, keep not waiting for my agent to send me auditions because that's the thing they don't tell you about agents is you can't just rely on your agent unless you're like Johnny Depp or someone super famous or whatever. You have to also be looking for gigs for yourself. So I just want to keep doing that and just see how it goes. And they also everybody so far has left very, very sweet messages. So thank you guys so much for your sweet messages about like, my well-being or my delivery or choices of music. So thank you so much so far. All right. Will Atkins says, what content on your channel are you the most proud of? I am proud of my creepypasta because over time you can kind of hear me, maturing and also not only in age but in my ability as an actor. So there's like if you watch a video from 2013, it's not going to sound great, but if you listen to something from now, it's definitely better in terms of performance. So I'm really, really proud of that just looking back. I'm also okay, I'm so sorry. I'm also insanely proud of my Cursed Princess Club fandom with my friends. All of us are voice actors. Some have been in the game for a long time and some just started up around the time that we all got cast for Cursed Princess Club. So it's like by no means like a professional production. We have the original author's permission to do it. So it's literally just our passion project, but I think that we perform it so well and we just have fun with it. And I'm really proud of that, thinking that it'll be a really, really great story to kind of, bring to an audience, but also to look back on with my friends in years to come. Their second question is, how did you get into VA on YouTube? So, long story short, I'll try to keep these short because I'm a blabberer. There used to be a website called Voice Acting Alliance, which is kind of like Voice Acting Club or castingcall.club now. It doesn't exist anymore, but when I was 14, I just kind of went for everything on there. And I always lost, fun fact, to Rena Chan, which is amazing. I think that that's really funny and a little inspiring, actually. But so yeah, it all kind of went downhill from there because from there I just kind of learned of other places to audition. And then I met people who I networked with, and now it just all out there. So I wouldn't really say how did I get into voice acting on YouTube, but more so just voice acting in general. I did ADR, my first ADR, well, the first big one, this last summer, which you can see on the YouTube channel and Frank House, which was such an empowering and amazing thing to do. It was very emotional for me, but I was really proud and I felt like it was such a privilege to be able to do that for part of my own culture. When it comes to voice acting on YouTube, easy enough. You just start a YouTube channel and you just go. I guess I did have some encouragement from Mr. Creepypasta and Creeps McPasta back in the day. As I mentioned, this started out as a reaction channel and I reacted to their narrations and they commented and I believe it was Mr. Creepypasta who said, "You have a really great voice. Like you should be doing this." So I was like, "Oh, maybe I will." So here we are today. Their third question is, did anyone introduce or help you in making videos, or are you a one-woman show? Well, I mean, those 2 definitely kind of encouraged me down along this line. But, I mean, when it comes to the production of all my videos, it's all just me with the exception of, obviously me inviting some guest voices on to play characters or, for collaborational videos like Cursed Princess Club. Aside from that, I've had, like, a couple people in the past make thumbnails, but now I'm pretty much doing everything by myself. I'll record, edit, make the thumbnail, add the music, put it together, upload it all by myself, which is also kind of why I need to get way ahead of schedule so that I can work on my originals, which I may have to draw and sketch out myself since I'm not an animator, but maybe I can make a semi-animation or, like, an animatic? Is that how you say it? Yeah. Something like that for you guys to get my stories out there, and I think that you guys might enjoy them. Their fourth question is, do you have any big plans for more videos in the future? Oh, well, exactly what I was just talking about. So I'm a big fairy tale enthusiast. I love storytelling. I've always been a huge storyteller, and I have written up kind of my own universe of fairy tales that it's an anthology in a way, but they're all kind of connected, if you read between the lines. And the croupier is kind of part of that. So I would love to bring more characters to you. I just need the time to, write it out and, like finesse it and then draw it all out. But aside from that, like as soon as I get way, 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 way ahead of schedule, I think I'll finally have time to produce a couple of the shorter ones and then see when I can think about tackling the bigger stories, which hopefully will be a little bit more animated. Jerry the cartoonist says, "What big projects can we look forward to from you if you're okay with talking about them, that is?" Well, I just shared a couple. There have been a couple of hints and teases throughout the years at certain other stories and maybe even cameos from certain characters, but they haven't been formally introduced yet. So that's coming eventually. Second question from them is, I personally don't like a lot of it, but how do you feel about the news of AI content that's been coming out lately? I guess in some cases, AI can be helpful for creators. For example, there's AI software that is supposed to help animators fill in shadows and highlights without constantly having to shade every frame themselves. It learns your patterns and autofills as you animate. Something that could be cool, I guess. Ooh. Well, I mean, I like that idea about something that helps, you animate. That sounds significantly easier. When it comes to like voice stuff, I've been hearing about a lot of that lately from a lot of people with like AI voices. I feel like that's kind of harmful for voice actors, I mean, nothing's ever really gonna compare to, like, the real thing, like, an AI voice can't possibly capture the emotion that, you know, agencies or casting directors or directors want to envision. So, I feel like it's, like, not that much of a threat, but it's still kinda crummy that, we've thought of that. I maybe there's something I'm not seeing in it, but I don't know, I'm not so much a big fan of that part of AI technology. Their question 3 is, have you ever heard of Ren'Py? Ren'Py? I think it's Ren'Py. If not, it's a free visual novel software that mostly is easy to use and learn. I've been toying around with it myself. I'm only bringing it up in case you're looking for fun ways of telling your stories. Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club was made with the same software. Good to know. I don't know if I want to have my stories be told exactly like a visual novel, but that's very tempting and it would be a really big help. So thank you for telling me about that. I've never heard of it before. Question 4. I bought the mic that you suggested in a previous Q&A, but I still can't get it to sound as crisp as yours. What kind of magic are you working to get your voice sounding that crisp? I just woke up this way. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help. I guess one thing that helps me like remove background sound is I have this thing called RX, or it's called Isotope or Isotopy RX. I believe I have version 3. A lot of my friends swear by version 8, but version 3 works fine. And pretty much what I do is I record for like 20 or 30 seconds just to get the room sound. I highlight that in the application in RX, and then I have it learn that, and then I have it process the whole audio so that it removes that background sound from the whole audio. I do that once more, and then I highlight the whole thing again and have it decrackle so it gets rid of like mouth sounds or like other things. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do to sound so crisp, I guess. Question 5. If it hasn't already been asked, how do you go about choosing which stories to read on your channel, or do people just suggest good ones to you? Pretty much, for the most part, I look for them on my own, since one of my channel's unique draws is that I am an actor. I'm not saying that I'm the only narrator that's like a legit actor, but it's something that draws people in, or maybe could be bonus points for me that they can't find in many other places. Since I'm an actor, performer, etc., and I have training in not only voice acting but theater and film and TV, I always try to look for ones that I could really perform, especially since I know the types of characters that I'm especially good at. So I always look for those that are very well in my range, I suppose. And then, if I'm being honest, YouTube really likes 10-minute videos, and that kind of helps me survive and also sustain the channel. So if I can manage finding 10-minute narrations, or, if not longer, of course, that I still have time for with my busy schedule, then I look for those. But honestly, if a story is a good one, if it's really, really good and it's like 5 minutes or 50 minutes, then I'll do it, because I think that the good story kind of sometimes outweighs the length. It's just that, I need to keep on my schedule and make some money in this era of my life. So that's pretty much what I go by. Question 6. Is there a Disney park where you live? And if so, have you ever thought about applying to be one of the walk around princesses? um, or just go to the park dressed as Giggles. That's funny. So when I was 14, I was actually super obsessed with Disneyland, which is hilarious because, like, if you know me now, I am so not about Disney. They make good movies, I'll admit, but I'm like a big, like, advocate and enthusiast for the original fairy tales, even before the Grimm brothers really touched them. I love the traditional fairy tales. I was kind of raised on some, so those ones hold more sentimental value and learning and lessons to me. But yeah, when I was 14, I really wanted to be Alice at Disneyland. I loved Brie Berry's videos, and Alice is one of my favorite fairy tale characters, so getting to just improvise as her at the parks would have been like a dream. Alas, I'm the right height at 5'2", but I'm not the right colors for Alice. So I think I did apply once, and somebody, I don't know if they were with the park or not, but somebody told me I was the wrong colors, and that just kind of stuck in my heart for a while, and I was heartbroken. And I can't be Moana either, because I'm the right colors for Moana, but all the princesses, at least from what I heard last, have to be 5'3" or taller, and I'm 5'2". So I'm the right height for one, but not the right colors, and I'm the right colors for one, but not the right height. So honestly, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't really like Disney that much anymore, at least not like, I think it's being really overhyped and it's like a little overwhelming. Not to bash on anyone who likes Disney, it's fine. It's just that I have some issues with Disney and their storytelling with the remakes specifically, and other things. I don't think it's super healthy, and I don't like how big it's gotten. So, not really so much. But to answer the first part of that question, I live in Los Angeles, so we have literally Disneyland in Anaheim. Um, but yeah, as for going to Disneyland dressed as Giggles, that would be very funny. But I also don't want to piggyback off of anything like Disney to get attention. I would rather get attention for Giggles and promote her story at like a convention or something, which I've definitely done. Okay, guys, we are almost done here. So Alan Stapp asks, I remember a previous Q&A where you said the Batman was one of your favorite TV shows. I'm curious as to why. So, The Batman, not to be confused with Batman the Animated Series, both of them are great. But I really liked The Batman because I guess that's where my love of the Riddler started. Because 'cause I'm a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, and Robert Englund, who plays Freddy Krueger, played the very interesting, very different kinda gothic Riddler in The Batman, and I loved it, and I always loved riddles and figuring them out, so I wanna say it's because of Robert Englund, my hero. Alright, last 2 questions. Sorry. Poo Mop asks, "When and why did you get into acting?" Actually, I used to think that I wasn't really good at anything. And, I didn't think I'd get a boyfriend, and I didn't think I would, like, really live that long into life. I don't mean for that to sound depressing, I'm just answering the question. So I guess when I was, like, a little younger, I thought, "Oh, you know what? If I was an actor, I could kinda get all the things I always wanted, like, in this play, I could be a love interest, I could be a girlfriend or a wife or something, and then if I got in, like, a short film, I could be a superhero, and then if I got in, like, this type of movie or whatever, maybe I could be, like, a detective." That's kinda what I wanted to be, or a criminologist before I wanted to be an actor. So, I kinda got into it for just the fantasy of it and being able to have these things that I never thought I could have, and then after a while, it became less about the glamour and the dreams and, fantasizing about those things and more about the craft, but also telling other people's stories, which I think is such a God thing. It's so beautiful that I could look back and say, I started this because I wanted to be heard or I wanted to have, my dreams or my life. And it's kind of more prominently in the, ever since been more about telling other people's stories and, making people aware of this and breathing life into that, into someone else's baby. I really, really love that. So that's why I got into acting, and that's also why I'm sticking with it. So, little bonus there. And last question. Also, when and why did you get into voice acting? Well, I guess I already kind of answered that one. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for asking your questions. I really, really had fun with these. And next time I will make a video so that everybody has equal opportunity to asking me some questions. I have to go now, but please, please, please let me know how I can be praying for you. I'm always praying for people who come to me with any kind of prayer request, and I'm just happy to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day.